To you, I will be fine. To you, I will be fine. Hooray! Okay, today, welcome again. As you know, my name is Dr. Victorine Bongshu, and today we will be talking about money identity and our personal financial values. What is your money identity? What is your personal financial values? Let's get right into that. For me, money means security, money means freedom, money means status, and money means survival. Please tell me down in the comment section what money means to you, because money is silently defined as what shapes who we belong or who we become. I'll give you an example. If I am a salaried owner, for me, month end is shaped very differently from someone who is a business person. Month end, I expect to earn more. Month end, I expect to spend more, or beginning of the next month, I expect to spend more. Meanwhile, for a business person, they could spend continuously. I'm not saying their debit orders are random. I'm talking about spending. They can afford to buy at any time when their payment from clients come in, but someone else cannot. So that is the identity, or that is a sense of security, or that is a sense of freedom, or the sense of status, or sense of survival, depending on what you want to see. So when I say security, what exactly am I saying? I am saying, for me personally, and for many people who look at it like me, money is a warm blanket that you cover yourself with when there is rain, when there is cold. That is security for me. Money is a full petrol tank that I drive on when I'm taking a very long drive. Money is the grocery that I pack in my car to get home for my children to eat. That is what I mean by security for me. I don't know what it is for you, but I always want to survive first before I invest, right? But what am I saying? Survivor means I provide, investment means I keep away. You can be that person who do that. It's okay. For me, I want to save first in case. Save or invest before I spend, because money for me is security. So if money is not security for you, you might look at it differently. And then when I say money is freedom, I want money to give me wings to fly. Wings to fly. Where am I flying to? I'm not just flying to go somewhere. Money gives me the power to make decisions. For example, the power to work or not work. For example, the power to choose the kind of work to do, the kind of places to work, and the kind of places to stay in. For example, the freedom to be me. To be able to do this hair and come and talk to you comfortably, to be able to wear my earrings the way I did and come and present to you comfortably. I am that person that I want that freedom from money. And status. I want status. What am I trying to say? I want to be who I want to be at the stage that I want to be. So I want money to make me stay in the neighborhood that I want to stay and feel like I belong there, not running after debt, or not how can I put it, not fighting to pay to live there, not struggling, that's the word, So I want money to give me status. I don't want money to borrow me status. I want money to make me able to be there, money to become my performance, to make me perform, to be at the right place, to own the right phone, to own the right car, to buy the right things for myself. That is what I want. I don't want hunger. I don't want to go to a restaurant, buy food, and then struggle to pay for that food. I don't want to buy a flight ticket to go overseas, then struggle to pay. Meanwhile, I'm presenting myself as someone who can do it. In Africa, we say the goat that follows fashion ends up in the owner's pot. So I don't want to be in somebody's pot. I don't want to be struggling in debt. I want to pay off my debt. I want to leave cash one day. Are you developing that mindset for yourself? Are you building that identity for yourself? Please put in the comment, let me see what money means to you. Before I tell you the last point, money for me is survival. What am I trying to say? Remember, if you've been following my videos, I say we need money to breathe. We need money for day to day. We can go without water, but we need money to pay for water. We can live on breathing alone, but we need a space to live, and we need money to pay for that space. So for me, money is survival. You know, I want money for food. I want money for everything. Understanding what money means to you is actually a good thing. So I would tell you to pause here and give a thought to yourself, and then tell us what money means to you. Because for me, money is basically four things. Money is security, money is freedom, money is status, and money is survival. What does money mean for you, and how do you carry that money identity? How do you present your financial values to represent the four things that I have just listed? Are you carrying it well? How are you replicating that in your children? Remember that for me here, everything I talk about eventually leads to how we parent, or eventually lead to how we were parented. How did you carry that from your parents? How are you impacting that to your children? So identity shapes the decisions that we make. I just want to tell you this. Identity shapes the decisions that we make on money. So identity basically shapes our financial decisions. What I'm trying to say is that if you are a person who has developed all the four things that I've developed, you will have to pause and ask yourself, how did all these four aspects become part of me? Was it from my childhood? Was it from culture? Was it from the economy or community that I grew up in? Was it from my friends? Or was it just from personal insecurities that I developed along the way that came from how money was presented to me, comes from how I perceived money? Always give yourself that introspect, because if you do that, you tend to look at money differently. So for instance, let me say your upbringing is what actually, how do I put it, what actually built your identity, the initial identity that you had from money. Where your parents said to you, you're asking too many questions about money. Where your parents say to you, we must manage what we have. Where your parents say to you, we can't afford that. Did that really make you to become somebody who spent less? Did that make you to become somebody who earned less? Did that make you to become somebody who spent more? Did that make you to become somebody who constantly run after money? The home is actually what shows us access to money. We cannot deny that. But again, how does the home then shape us, and how are we using our home to shape the children that we are raising right now? Look at the pressure that we are keeping up with. Look at the appearances that we are putting. How are they shaping us, and how are they shaping our children? Do they give us balance? Are we giving our children balance? And then I will not talk about gender, because I'm a woman. You know, how did your mom spend? How did your dad spend? My mother was a stay-at-home mother, and the money for us was something that my dad would give my mother, then my mother would spend. But when their marriage eventually broke and my mother became the breadwinner, I was not there to experience that. But my sisters said to me, and my siblings actually, would say to me that our mom struggled a lot. One of the examples that stuck in me is my mom removing her wrapper to sell, to buy us food when she came to visit me in my student room in Boya. I didn't have food. I was at the university, I think second year or first year, somewhere around there. And she was devastated. She sold that wrapper. She bought okra and smoked fish. And she had brought gari from the village. We asked salt from the landlord, and then we cooked that, just basic, and we ate with my mother. So yes, my mother's sacrifices, my mother's inability to have access to money actually plays a very big role in how I look at money, but particularly in how I caution and train my children on money, my daughters particularly, because of the phobia of how I saw my mom live with money. I don't want my children to go through that. I don't want to go through that. So my identity that I inherit, the gender identity that I inherited from my parents, have actually fixed me to think of money in this manner. I consistently find myself telling my sons that don't do this to your wives, don't do this to your girlfriend, don't do this to your sisters, because of how my father did to my mother, because of how my husband does to me, because of how my older brothers do to their wives and spouses. So yes, your gender, or the gender that raises you, actually plays a big role. And then another one is a community that you grew up in. How your community is spending, how your community is behaving towards money tends to also build the identity that you carry forward on money. You know, if you're with people who spend a lot, I talk about my godmother. My godmother was a very affluent person and a headmistress of a Presbyterian school. And oh my God, when I entered that woman's house, I saw so much wealth. I used to wonder how. Then I pinned myself, or I pinned it to the fact that her education gave her this exposure. And I think subconsciously that's what made me pursue education. I pursue education in everything. I love sex education. I love finance education. I love gender. I mean, education in every way, because I want to understand, I want to delve into it to see what actually makes somebody become good in what they do. So yes, my community, my godmother particularly, and then my personal insecurities. I wasn't traditionally a finance teacher. I became a finance teacher because I found out that I lost a lot of money. I made a lot of money. I lost a lot of money that I didn't have to lose if I had financial education. So I decided, you know what, let me talk to parents, let me talk to children, let me talk to family. So I think that it's very important that our insecurities be taken into consideration, because until we heal the insecurities that we have, we cannot fully embrace the identity that we have. So I'm actually really telling people, look into all these three aspects. The first one being your upbringing, your home, write your first chapter of money. The second one being the gender, your gender, right, and the gender that raises you, write your chapter of money. The third one is your community, where you grow up, where you are raising your children, write your money chapter. And the fourth one is your insecurities. Your insecurities, write your money chapter. So you can put any comments that you can down there before I go to how you can align your personality with your spending. You know, the first thing is to know your values. I will talk about this topic next time, but let me just tell you that your spending is from the value you carry. Yes, how you spend matters, and how you spend raises the identity that you carry. Your values and your practices, all these, you know. So to close this off, I want you to understand that your money identity is not your vision. Your money identity is your starting point to your financial savviness. So know about that starting point, so you're able to implement your vision. Thank you so much. It's been wonderful again having you here. And please tell me in the comment section what you would like to hear next. Please tell me in the comment section how my videos are changing your life. But also share the videos, because it's very important that the African child become financially savvy. Thank you again. Take good care.